Mi gente, welcome back. Do you know how to establish your business specifically in the state of Texas? Like the steps to do that? My name is Adbeel Cabrera, and I am on a mission to inspire and develop the ultimate business leaders. And today, we're gonna talk about 6 steps on how to establish your business, and specifically in Texas. So stay tuned for that, as well as I'm gonna get a workout in and a little concert that I'm going to tonight. So let's go through my day. Step number 1, pick your business location. So if you're gonna buy, rent, or lease like a property and have a physical presence, make sure that the zoning ordinance or the zoning requirements for that property meets your business needs. So I made that mistake. We have a location in my previous business the property was in a zone for retail. And what we do is we do retail, but we also do manufacturing. And so it wasn't zoned for that. And to this day, I'm still operating illegally, still having troubles there. And that makes it really tough. So don't commit that mistake. Check with your city. In some states, they call them town halls, or your local county. So make sure that the zoning for that property meets your business needs beforehand. So now, great workout. About to get a smoothie from Smoothie King. Let's go. Step number 2. Choose your business structure. So the business structure that you choose will affect a lot of your day-to-day operations, and it will also affect a lot like how much you're going to pay in taxes, your ability to raise money, how much at risk you are when it comes down to your personal liability, and even the paperwork that you're going to be filing. The 4 types of structures, or at least 5 that I'm going to mention here, are like sole proprietorships, partnerships, LLCs, S corps, and C corps. Now, I'm not going to go into the details of all of them, because again, I'm not a lawyer and I'm not an accountant. I do understand them, but just to give you better information, I'm going to put a link on the description below so you can study it and really understand the differences. But I still recommend that you reach out to a lawyer and to an accountant to be able to really understand which one is best structured for you. So I have selected C Corp, and the reason why I selected a C Corp is for several reasons. Before that though, I will be verifying with the lawyer and an accountant, but for the most part, I'm pretty set on it, and there's a couple reasons why. First one is I'm going to grow a large business. It's not just going to be a mom and pop. I'm really wanting to scale this business really big, and so a C Corp could, help me there. And then the second one is I want to raise capital, so I will possibly open up an equity percentage ownership to investors, and that will be happening. So a C Corp makes it really attractive for that. And third, tax purposes, I'm not really concerned about any distributions in the first year or 2, because I don't plan to take on any or any distributions. Mostly reinvest in the business, and a C Corp continues to help me there. But I will, just re-verify within my accountant and my lawyer to make sure I'm making the right decision. And that's what I recommend for you when choosing your business structure. Now, I'm headed out because I need to go get some groceries and get ready for tonight. Step number 3, choose your business name. Okay, so with a little bit of research and creativity, you should select a business name. Obviously, you don't want a name that there's someone else out there. So when do your research, okay, like on Google and all that. All right, so, but you want to secure and protect that name, okay? So the 2 things that we got to do is, first, you want to register at the state level. And second, you also want to make sure the domain, you have a name for the domain, okay? And in the upcoming videos, I'm going to be showing you how I did it for Wolf Seal Buildings. So let's go and check that out. So to verify if another company has your name, let's go to the one I recommend is Open Corporates. You can type, as you notice, I've been doing research. So let's say Wolf Seal Buildings, all jurisdictions. There's none, okay? Now, you might want to find any similar names. Let's just go, exclude inactive. So, all right, let's do exclude inactive. There's Steel Wolf, but there's not Wolf. There's Wolf Steel Limited, Wolf Steel Acquisitions. Now, the most important thing is in your state. So I'm going to click Texas. In the state of Texas, which is where we are, I'm establishing, I don't see a Wolf Steel Buildings. I do see Wolf Steel USA, and acquisition, but not Wolf Steel Buildings. So if you notice USA Inc. acquisition, mine will be Wolf Steel Buildings Inc. So that's all set. You could, if you're in Texas, you could also go to SOS Direct. I'm not going to go through this process. I already did, and just to verify, it will charge you $1. That's why I'll ask you for a credit card. So I'm not going to go through this process. The next thing you want to make sure is for your name is the domain. So I personally like GoDaddy. Okay. And I already bought my domain before even posting this. I don't want someone to steal it. So Wolf Steel Buildings, well, it's already taken. .com. It's taken, so that one's owned by me, but there is wolfsteelbuilding.com, which I'm gonna buy. And then say you wanted to do Goku Dragon Ball Z.com. It's for only $0.01 for the first 2 years. Okay, it's available. What I like about GoDaddy is you can build your website from there, like just a manual one or just you. So this is how you verify that domain. This is important. So right now, one of my biggest challenges as an entrepreneur is that it's my time. I have to really budget it, right? And one of the biggest things is that my time should be used more into building value instead of wasting it, like say cooking and cleaning dishes and all that. So instead, I should be creating value, creating money, bigger money than the time that I spend there. So I have actually started doing meal preps that I buy already from Freshly. But when I do come to the groceries, I buy a lot of snacks to munch on and keep me active throughout the day. And that's what I've got here so far. Eggs, sandwiches, a lot of fruits. So let's manage our time very wisely. Super important for me at this point. Step number 4, register your business. So in the previous steps, we checked if the name was available online as well as in your state, okay? This step, we actually file it. This week I filed with the state of Texas. And so in this video, I'm gonna show you how I did that, okay? So for this step, to protect my private information, I will be creating a just a fictitious company but I won't file it, just to show you the steps. So it will charge you $1. So once you're an SOS direct, I think it's Secretary of State. I will put the link in the description. Now I do already have my information. However, if you do not, you create an account within like 15-20 minutes, you already have an account, okay? From there, if you got your login, this is where it will verify, because the next step after this is your credit card information. And so that step I will not show, but it will just basically ask you for a credit card because it's going to charge you that $1. So after you are logged in, from here, you can select business organizations to actually create a business. So from this step, you can see name availability search. You can also here, this is what I was talking about earlier. But we're gonna file for a business, and here's where you can select whether you're gonna be, and it's gonna be domestic if you're in Texas. And so in this case, we're gonna be doing foreign is if you're established somewhere else and you're coming to do business in Texas. So domestic, I am doing a for-profit corporation, file document. From here, the filing type is going to be a certificate of formation. Continue. The filing entity form is for profit, and see, that's probably the name, but I'm going to do la 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 company corporation. Name availability search. It's going to charge me, but it's okay. I'm not going to go broke for $1. Todo sea por los likes. So give me a subscription, and that will justify me paying for this. It does say if someone already has, like there's la la lu, la las. So search. Guess I'm gonna have to do something else. Let's do Maya Can Corporation. Search. So again, subscribe so it can be worth it. So I guess I am good here. Now continue. So this is where they're gonna ask for your information. In this step, it's gonna ask for your registered agent in office. In this case, if you're domestic, you can do you. So click next. In this step, you add directors. So in this case, I have to have a board of directors. I'm only going to be the only one right now. I will be adding board of directors, teammates that step up into leadership. I'd give them an opportunity, as well as any other shareholders, etc. So in this step, it's asking you for authorized shares. Now, if you have business partners, I do recommend to go with your lawyer and accountant to be able to set all this up beforehand. They'll give you the number of shares that's going to be issued, as well as the par value, or how much each share is worth, and even establishing what type of class of stock you're issuing, right? So the class can depend, on the voting rights, etc., etc. Since I'm the only owner for this company, at this point, I'm not concerned about it. I will be going with my lawyer to set all this up for future. There can be amendments to this and changes to this. So at this point, all I did was I selected 1,000, and I did put a par value of just $1. Did not put any class or series, and that's all I needed to at least just get this moving forward. Okay, The next step is any supplemental provisions. I did not do anything here. And then organizer, I put my information here. In this step, they ask you to sign, so just put your information in today and then continue. Okay. The next step is overall just going over your filing, just kind of like review it before you submit it. I will not put it there because there's a lot of personal information there, but they did ask for all that, and then you just click submit, and that should be it. The cost was only $300, and I'm still pending on it. Now, I hope that step helps. Right now I'm gonna go eat because I am hungry. I have not ate all day other than the protein shake, so let's get going. So I have just arrived and I'm about to have a nice dinner with the two most important women in my life. And these are the things that I actually cherish the most. It's the little things, the journey, the relationships, the connections. That's all more important than the success, the money. Yeah, I want the money. I like it. It makes my life better, easier. But it's not really the best thing that you get. The best thing is like just the experiences and enjoying the process, all that. And I'm just about to have a really nice dinner and enjoying the time with my mother and my sister. So let's get that going for a good Sunday evening. Let's go. I receive your federal employer identification number and your state tax ID. Okay. Your federal employer identification number, or called an EIN number, that is basically your social security number for your business. It's super important if you want to open up a business bank account, if you want to withhold taxes from your employees and pay them, as well as whenever you're paying your taxes, your federal taxes. And then also if you're like applying for like business permits or licenses through your business, they will ask you for that number. That is an important number. And I will be applying through the IRS website. It's free. You will have to know what business structure from step 2 that you're electing. Okay. So, and it's for free. All right. And the other part is your state tax ID. Now that one depends on your states. In Texas, there's no income tax. However, I will be collecting sales tax. So because if you are selling to the consumer, then essentially you have to collect a sales tax, and that you have to pay it back to the state. And for that, I will be needing a tax ID number, okay, for the state of Texas. Now for the state of Texas, this is part of the website of the controller of Texas, and it tells you all the taxes and fees to consider. I will put the link in the description below. What I did miss was that Texas doesn't have income tax, but they do have a franchise tax, and the franchise tax doesn't apply for sole proprietors, and it's actually a very low fee. And then if this is the total revenue, if you have less than that, you don't really have to pay for that. But I'm gonna attach the link below, and that way you can do your due diligence. And again, I recommend to reach out to a tax accountant, and they can help you with all this process. But that is something to consider. All right, y ahora me voy a ir al concierto de Ana Gabriel con mi madre y mi linda hermana también, y vamos a ir a disfrutar un buen rato. So, los veo pronto.